Hi guys, it's Stream about RSPS, and today I want to talk about something that I watched last night, a YouTube video actually, and I just want to talk about what some people are saying about it, and kind of give my honest opinion about, I guess, the direction of RuneScape private servers, as this is a RuneScape private server channel. So, to start off, Jagex is talking about the possibility of making a official private server that players can edit and just do whatever they want with, I guess, for content creators or just people that just want to create a server in general or whatever. And honestly, I think it's a pretty good idea. I think that a lot of, if they actually go through with it, I think a lot of server owners that are making OSR servers right now are going to be greatly affected by that as well. I mean, probably in a negative way, because it's going to take, it might, I'm not saying it's going to, but it might take away all their players and push them to the official private server from Jagex. And honestly, if that does happen, that's good. You server owners that are making the OSRS servers that charge ridiculous amounts of money for donations or whatever, it's ridiculous. You can stop. Stop overcharging for something that doesn't need to be overcharged. But that's a whole nother story for a different day. What I want to talk about, though, is what people are saying about the private servers. It just kind of gets my attention and makes me think, like, do people just not realize that private servers already exist? Because a lot of people are saying, like, they want to make their own quests, or they want to make it so that you have to pick a class, and then your gameplay is based on that class, and just some other just ideas that already exist in RuneScape private servers nowadays. And it just kind of made me, like I said, it made me wonder, like, do these people actually know that RuneScape private servers exist? And I mean, honestly, they probably don't, or they do, they just don't care, or whatever. Or I mean, maybe the god awful truth is that servers nowadays don't actually even do that. The OSR servers that I played on, which I don't play them anymore because they're just honestly horrible. No offense, but they're not my cup of tea. I know some people enjoy them, and I'm not bashing on any of them because that's not fair to bash on people. But it's just not my cup of tea. And because they recreate OSRS a little too much. I think if you're going to make a RuneScape private server, you should really make it unique and something different. Not just, okay, Jagex put this out. We're going to put the same update out. You shouldn't do that. I mean, really, like, why? Why waste your time recoding a game that already exists? Like, throw your own ideas into it. Let's go back in time to when RuneScape private servers actually did that. What's wrong with that? When people actually enjoyed playing them, then they were what they're supposed to be. That's where that's where I guess my server comes into play, because that's what my server is. My server is supposed to be a 2012 era RuneScape private server, not just a 2012 era RuneScape server. It's actually unique in its own ways. It's not, I don't add an update that Jagex had already released. I work on my own ideas, completely my own ideas, and I mean, some people don't like it, some people do. Hey, whatever. Teach their own. But if someone comes to me and says, "Hey, look, I want to see like raids get put into your server," I'm going to tell them, well, I mean, Okay, yeah, sure, I'll add raids, but I'm gonna make it unique. I'm not gonna just directly take it from OSRS and put it into the game. It's just no way. And I mean, some people they don't like that. I guess I don't know. They just say, well, no, that's not. No, you should just add raids and blah 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 blah, whatever. And well, then that's the case. If you're so concerned about an update that Jagex has already released, then why don't you go play the actual official game and stop complaining about how you hate Jagex so much. I mean, that's why a lot of people play RuneScape Private Server anymore, is because they hate Jagex. But what doesn't make any sense is some of those people, if not all of them, want to see the exact same updates that Jagex is releasing. So really, what is the difference between you playing the official game versus you playing the RuneScape Private Server? There is none, besides the fact that the RuneScape Private Server might not exist tomorrow because of Jagex cracking down on them, or the server owner just saying, "Oh, I've made enough money, I'm out of here," which is also ridiculous. So, I mean, really, if you want to waste your money on a server like that, then go ahead. You know, I'm not stopping you. But just remember that you could have spent your money on an official game that you could actually get your money back if anything ever happened to it. But you're not getting your money back from RuneScape Private Server. That's for sure. But, and I mean, I know I say that, and I'm a developer of my own RuneScape Private Server as well, but see, the difference is with mine is, like, I host mine, and, you know, if people stop playing it, yeah, I take it down and stuff, because I'm not going to pay out of pocket for a server that no one's playing, you know, from a VPS or whatever. I'm not going to keep paying out of pocket. Like, I can't afford it. I mean, I know VPSs aren't much, but I mean, what's the point? You know, what's the point of wasting money? But the thing is, like, after that happens, you know, I still continue to code the same server, and I just make it better and tweak it more and then release it again. But I don't forget the players that were already, you know, playing the game. Like, those people still have their character files for my server. So in case they ever come back, or when they come back, they have their accounts. Now, I mean, I do wipe their items and stuff, so that way they don't have any unfair advantage. But they have the levels and everything, and if they were a donator rank, they still get their donator rank. You know, I don't screw people over like that. And I mean, I've been doing this for years. I mean, I have a ton of character files on my computer that just date back to 2015 when I first started releasing servers and hosting servers and stuff. Because, you know, it's just the right thing to do. I mean, it's pretty, it's you know, a responsible thing to do, I guess. But really, I just wanted to talk about some of the comments that this guy has been, you know, the people have been posting on this video. So, like, I mean, for right here, for example, a private server where everything is multi-combat environment might actually feel like a multiplayer. I mean, I'm sure there's already a server out there that does this. I mean, my personally, my server does not have Group Iron Man, and it probably never will have it because I don't, like I said, I don't add RuneScape ideas, I don't add RuneScape updates. So, but I'm sure there's a server out there that already does something similar to this. I mean, I've played servers where they had Group Iron Man, even before Group Iron Man was even a thing on RuneScape. So, you know, it's probably already a thing. I mean, really, if you just want to look for it, you don't have to wait for Jagex to release these private servers. I mean, even I think there was some talk about them not being free. You have to pay for them or something like that, like you would for membership subscription or something like that. But you know, you can go play this for free. You know, if you find a server that has this, and like I said, I'm pretty sure that they are. But Um, I mean, this for model and map editing would be cool. I mean, I hate to break it to you, buddy, but there's already a tool out there like that. And there's plenty of tools out there like that. I mean, they're not official from Jagex, but they do the same thing. And actually, I mean, I think the very first one was actually directly from Andrew, which is the original owner of RuneScape, if you didn't know that already. But I'm pretty sure a while back on Rune Server, I read something like that where Andrew released his one of his map tools and modeling tools and stuff like that, and someone just kind of built onto it and made some tools off of it. So I think this is already a thing, but I know for sure there's some unofficial things of this where you can play around with the maps and everything, and it's pretty neat. So really, I mean, the people, the things that people are asking for or wanting already exist. They just, I don't know if they're just too afraid to look for private servers because the potential like viruses or something. But I mean, really, like, I mean, you're not gonna find a virus on every private server. I'll tell you that. Um, I mean, some of them sure, but not all of them. I mean, if it looks shady, I wouldn't play it. But yeah, there are some shady ones out there. But anyway, moving on. So the player character being okay, really the comment. It's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, so I don't really. I mean, there's just a bunch of comments on here, and I read a few of them last night that I wanted to touch base on, but now I can't find them. But really, I mean, the gist is pretty much just like a lot of the things that people are wanting on here. Uh, already exist in servers. That's pretty much the point of what I'm saying. And a private server where monster drops are completely randomized. I mean, that's already a thing too. I know that to be a fact because I have that in my server. So, I mean, what's your name on here? B boy of randomness. If you see this video, you can play my server. It already has all this. You don't even need to pay Jagex for a private server like this, or even wait for them to release it. You can just join mine. I mean, whatever, I guess, but. So servers don't allows amazing content like private server version. Like, so some of these private server questions definitely sound like they're geared towards content creator events like Gilnor Games. Okay, so yeah, I mean that's another reason why I think Jagex might be also trying to promote these as well. And I mean it does make sense, but my thing with this idea as well is for the content creators out there, if you see this video or if someone sees this video and they want to pass it on to a content creator, why wait for an official private server from Jagex when you can just go download one, that's an OSRS base? Because a lot of the OSRS servers are exact copies of OSRS anymore, and you can just make your content on there. I mean, especially if you're only like if you're kind of just wrapping it around as a certain amount of people, so to speak. You're only including a certain amount of people, like in the Gilmore games. I have watched a few of those where you only have like a select handful of people that are in the video. Why not just make a RuneScape private server out of it? If you want a private server from Jagex to do this on, why not just start doing it now on an unofficial private server? I mean, it's the same concept. I mean, yeah, of course you don't have you can't give the rewards out on RuneScape, but I mean, I guess you could figure something out, right? I don't know. I mean, like hell. I mean, if it's just for fun, and no one really cares about the pixels, then what's the difference if you're just doing it for views and subscribers and stuff? What's the difference if the person actually gets a reward from it or not? I mean, well, you get the reward, but it'd be on the private server anyway, so it wouldn't carry on to the main game. But so yeah, I mean, even this, like that brings up a really good point I just made. Even if they make a private server for content creators such as there's a Soup RS I think does the Gilmore games. Even if they create a private server just for that, the reward from the Gilmore games is not going to be on the main server. So really, what is the difference of you just making it on an official private server versus a official private server? I mean, there is none. If you really think about it, there is none. So, moving on, I guess, is a little bit further down this rabbit hole. Really, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say. There really isn't much to say on this, just besides the fact that really, I mean, people that are going to be looking forward to the release of an official private server. I mean, you don't have to look any further than Google. Download them yourself and host them, and whatever. I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, you have to worry about, like, I guess, copyright issues or whatever, but because it's a private server. But I mean, really, I mean, if you're not making money off of it and you're just doing it just for the fun of it, to make, like, to make videos for like RuneScape, like, I mean, again, like content creating for the Gilmore games, or I don't know what other special kind of videos and game modes people have created over the years. I don't see why Jagex would come after you for that. I mean, really, I don't even see why Jagex would come after the majority of RuneScape servers, because, well, actually, I do now. In 2013, when OSRs came out, that's really when, in my opinion, RuneScape private servers went downhill. Before then, the game was still loved enough, and you made a server not to make it better, but you just made it a server to improve on it. And nowadays, the servers are, because we hate Jagex so much, we're going to recreate the game. We're going to make it better, even though we're just still going to add the same updates that they've added. Like, I don't know. You guys have a lot to think about, I guess, or whatever. And So what does it say? As a lifelong private server player, I love that PvP servers run so much smoother than regular RS servers. I mean, I don't know how true this statement really is. I've played some PvP servers, and honestly, I don't think there's much of a difference, to be fair. I mean, if I'm understanding what what he means, then I don't see a difference at all. And I know he's not talking about performance. I know he's talking about like just the overall server itself. Because I mean, well, if you're a PvPer, I guess yeah, it would run a lot smoother. But I don't know. So when I initially saw the private service, I just thought, oh, that's cool. Now I'm realizing this is basically just a way for Jagex to identify players who might be good hires and a way to gauge interest in new skills and content. Also, boss mechanics, items, or even quest spawns from private server content. As for I would use private servers, I could see myself using it. Someone can get up a server like a beta service, being able to practice or learn a new skill like tank testing or PKing and content. Inferno is so banned this with zero consequences. This would be massive. I feel like a lot of players are afraid to engage in new content they deem hard, and giving them permanent response resource that would allow them to earn zero strings test. Alright, so for this big chunk of comments here, I guess if you're talking about like, making a private server to just for yourself, which I mean they already have those too. They're called offline repacks. I mean the biggest one out there right now is what is it called? 2006 single player by Mij or Mij, however you pronounce the guy's name. I mean it's not up to date RuneScape content, but I mean honestly, people that make the OSR servers, that's a good idea for those people that make those OSR servers. Why don't you guys make a self-hosting repack where you can play it offline and you can give it out to people publicly and they can practice their bossing and doing whatever that they need to practice with. So that's a really good idea. I mean, I'm not going to continue to go on and on about this, but private server idea is Darkscape. I think this is already, yeah, this is already a thing. At least it used to be. I don't know if anybody still actually runs this server or not. But I know it wasn't called Darkscape server. It was called Deadman. And I'm not talking about the Deadman servers on RuneScape or on OSRS. I know that was a thing too, and that's been a thing. It's going to be a thing. It's pretty well known and sought out after. But there used to be a private server, an unofficial private server from RuneServer that actually did this, and it was cool. I mean, it really was. The whole world was PvP, and just exactly like this says. There's safe zones, but I don't think your account got reset if you died. But that's nice though. I mean, race tournament servers. There used to be a lot of those too. I do remember them. I mean, I guess they weren't as popular, but I do remember them. I do remember. Actually, I actually remember playing one of these at one point in time. So I don't know what leagues. I never played leagues, but I mean, leagues are basically a private server from Jagex already that they don't allow you to. They don't allow you to work on, but leagues are basically a private server. And unlock the game server. You know, most of the games as locked. The start. Blah, blah, blah. Now this, I don't actually think this is a thing, but to prove my point to people, I'm gonna add this to my server. That that servers already exist to this day. That I mean, actually, to be honest, I did start working on something like this a while back. I mean, a couple of years ago. Kind of lost interest in the idea, but did start working on it. I think I got like just maybe a piece of it done. I don't even think I have the game files anymore, so I'd have to start all over. But it could definitely be a thing. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave the video there, guys. Like, my point's clear. You know that the people that are looking for RuneScape private servers from Jagex is already a thing. I mean, it has been a thing for years. And so it's something new. You know, you just have to look on Google if you want to make your own and stuff. And it's not hard. It really isn't. But anyway, I don't know, guys. That's pretty much about it. That's my little rant for the night. I know this video probably wasn't the best, but it's just something. I just wanted to make my point clear that that I'm making a server that has a lot of the stuff that people are already asking for, and I know, but from my experience, the current OSR servers don't offer any of those things yet, and I don't think they ever will, because they're too concerned with just adding constant RuneScape updates, which honestly, I really hope Jagex does release these private servers then, because they're going to take away, hopefully they'll take away your player base. I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but or rude or anything like that. Like, I don't want to start an argument with people or something so stupid, but it's really, that's just the truth. I mean, quit making OSRs and putting a different name on it. And if you want to make OSRs that bad, then apply to Jagex and get a job and code their game for them. You know, don't complain that you hate the game while making the game. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry this video is pretty long and probably not really all that interesting to watch. So I do appreciate it if you watched the whole thing or even just part of it. And if you like the idea that if you like the video, I should say, please like and comment, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.